wanted to make a video about my human in the habitat experience. Well, part of it. It's kind of something I've been thinking about since I had it, and um, but as a kid, you know, since I was able to look at the stars and see, you know, and think about what that meant and the implications of all that being there. In the majority of my life, there was always the talk about aliens and UFOs, and now the name is UAPs and something else now too. But for the majority of my life, I will just look up at the sky and 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 a big question mark. You know, like you hear stuff, and you know, you see stuff every once in a great while back in the day, and um, you have no proof, you have no evidence, and that was majority of my life. And as I got older, there's the internet, and you know, you kind of, people start posting stuff and saying stuff, and you read stuff and you research stuff, and you know, you learn about the crazy shit the military does, you know, and their little experiments, um, and you know, you sit there and you wonder about it all, and so the thing is I sit there and wonder, like, you know, if they were real before I had the human in the habitat experience I had, why are they not communicating with us? Why won't they come down here and, you know, help us have a better way? Why won't they, you know, be in our lives if they were real? And there's a lot of people say a lot of stuff, and you know, there's entire series documentaries dedicated to like the history of the stuff, and which I'm not saying is all valid, but the thing is when I had my human in the habitat experience, it was a 9-foot gray woman. She looked young and old at the same time. Black eyes, like very, very black, big, and very intimidating looking. And you know, I thought about after it happened why I wasn't intimidated when looking at this 9-foot tall gray woman. When I was looking into its eye, I thought this thing will cut me into a million pieces and put me back together, and I would never even know it happened. And but then I saw the 12-foot or the 12-year-old reptilian boy, around 6 foot, somewhere, I guess, and you know, I looked at him and I was like, I was like, he looks really threatening, and that nose ain't helping him at all. And you know, it's like, from what I've heard, you know, they communicate without speaking, and it's just like, you know, in that moment, I sat there and looked at this reptilian 12-year-old boy and said, well, he looks really threatening, and that nose ain't helping him out at all. And it's just like, you know, I after it, I was like, you know, I sit there and wonder why we are stuck on this planet, you know, why anything the way it is, and I have this experience, and I insult this 12-year-old, and it's just like, but I looked down at the ground and looked back up at him after I thought that, and he had a white t-shirt on, and I thought, he doesn't look so threatening now, and he smiled at me, and you know, it's like, are we here because we're the galaxy's cow? Are we here just to be allowed to exist in the neighborhood that is the galaxy, and try and develop as as a whole Earth and everything on it, and or I mean, it's just that smile really didn't look like the smile, like smiles that you see at the zoo or something, or like with someone interacting with a cow up close. It didn't look like what I've seen when people are interacting with cows. It's like it's. I just have a hard time accepting what people are saying that with their food or something, and like really like possibility why they stay separate from us. When I have an interaction like that and I insult a 12-year-old, like really, would you want to hang around with that? I mean, why would anyone want to hang around with that? So like that experience in me wondering why we're stuck here, and now that I've seen that and had that experience, I know, but me wondering why we're not interacting for the largest reason is because, like, come on, you bring your 12 kid look through a window at a human, and they just like think that. It kind of gives me an understanding a little more to hold on to about they're here, they're out, they are real, and why we aren't interacting with them. Because like when I was growing up and going through school, like there were people that just messed with me for no reason at all, none whatsoever, and they just did it, and other people enjoyed it and were entertained by it, and the thing is like when after you get tired of getting your ass beat and all that, and you actually like address these people and what their problem is, like it doesn't lead to problem solving, it doesn't lead to an apology. No, what it leads to when someone that just is being unreasonable in the first place and you try and reason with them, it leads to harder hits. It leads to teeth getting broken. It leads to people's ribs being broken. And like, so that experience, I insulted a 12-year-old reptilian boy. And keep in mind what everybody says about their noses, and how a lot of people on this planet, and it stays where in the schools they're not even in control of that shit, and why would you want to hang out with people or species on the planet that insult your 12-year-old when you bring them to see them, and beats the shit out of their own, and then when the person that's getting beaten for no reason tries to reason with the person, they beat them even harder.